Hello, lovely people. So I just woke up, but get some work done. But I wanted to continue my thoughts on the Taylor Swift album. So I love it. Unsurprisingly, I love it. I think it's such an incredible album, and I'm not just saying that because it's Taylor Swift. I'm saying it because it's extremely different from anything she has done before. And again, I think I felt like I've said that every time I've spoken about Reputation or Love Her. But it is, sorry, my cat's annoying me. um, yeah, I just feel like this album's taken a whole new meaning, a whole new level of music for her. It's definitely extremely folk oriented. It's, she's diving into that sort of folk music, which is not really a massive departure for her. And to be honest, it's quite a natural progression from someone who has done pop. But to go from country to pop to folk is quite cool because I think that I could have seen this coming after Red. If I'm really honest, I could have really seen this album come after her Red era. Because it kind of it very so if I had to pick like the albums that kind of go with each other in like a trilogy, I would honestly say, or a quad. I don't know what you call that, but like it'd be Fearless, Speak Now, Red, and then Folklore. Because they really all go together in that way of that natural progression route. But I think that something that's really unique about Taylor's music is that she that's out the window now. I think that she's gotten to a point in a record label that she likes, I assume, and that she wants to be part of, and they're letting her, or she telling them that what she's doing, she's doing. She's doing it for her. She's not doing it for anyone else, and she's finally getting the chance to do the music that she wants to do. And I love it. I love the album so much. I think I'm going to love every Taylor Swift album, to be honest. But this one in particular is just breathtaking. Absolutely stunning. It really is. So, yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while since I've done one of these proper kind of videos. So today I wanted to talk about Taylor Swift's album. Taylor Swift secretly released an album. Well, not secretly, she announced it like a day before it happened. And yeah, wow. So yeah, let's talk about it. So I absolutely loved this album. Off the bat, I loved it. I thought it was an album that I really did not see coming whatsoever. Like, I don't think anyone did. And it's not even been a whole year since Lover came out. It's been 11 months. And I think that, I don't know if it's obviously because she was meant to be going on tour this month with Lover. I don't know what kind of sparked this. Obviously, I assume that we'll find out why. But yeah, the world's changing. And I think that we need to, understand that artists are in a bit of a position where they can't tour. And for a lot of artists, even someone like Taylor Swift, touring is where the money is these days. Because there's so many platforms that people access music on that you can't always guarantee that someone's going to make a lot of money from records these days, and that's cold hard truth on the matter. So as far as this album goes, I love it. I love the name. I'm really into this sort of dark fairy tale vibe that she's going for. Very similar vibe to the kind of poetry that I write as well, which part of me is like, I wonder if she stole my idea. No, I'm kidding. She's Taylor Swift. She can have it. But yeah, I love it. I think Folklore is a beautiful name. It kind of reminds me of, because it'll be coming up as of next year, 2021, it'll be 10 years since, no, that's a lie, 2020. It's been 10 years since Speak Now came out, and that had a very fairy tale vibe about it. If you know the Speak Now album, it's actually my favourite Taylor Swift album. Surprisingly, a lot of people probably would never have guessed that, but Speak Now is by far my favourite of her albums. A genuinely beautiful album. It tells a beautiful story of love, breakups, friendships, family. It's a truly incredible album. So to have this album come out 10 years after that one, I think that kind of saying something about what this is about, and it's not a coincidence that this kind of has a fairy tale vibe, kind of dark fairy tale vibe to it. When that it's kind of like a kind of light and dark of each other in many ways, and I love it. And yeah. So as for the album itself, it's very somber, very somber, very very simplistic in instrumentation, and the vocals are very raw, and you can tell that her voice has definitely matured, and I think you really kind of get that from Lover. I felt like her voice has matured so much, and obviously, she's always been a great singer, but I do think that maybe her voice has been trained a little bit more. And I think that if you remember from her documentary on Netflix, she talks about that female artists are always reinventing themselves more than males, for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. And she's in her 30s now, and I think this is a beautiful way to celebrate this new decade of her and this new chapter of her life, and a new chapter of her fans' lives as well. But I would have been, she is 2 years older than me-ish, so I would have been about 14 when her first album came out. So to follow her journey to this, and where I'm now writing poetry, and I'm not going to say this, but I doubt anyone from her team would even see it anyway, but she is a massive reason why I write music, why I write poetry, and why I want to perform, because her music throughout the years, from her very first album to till Folklore, has always made people want to, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to call people out, it's okay to hold people accountable for things, and it's okay to feel things. And that's really what her music taught me throughout all these years. In some of the darkest times of my life, her music has been there. When I came out as gay, her music was there. When I had my heart broken seriously for the first time, her music was there. When I was in hospital and I didn't think that my life would be the same again, her music was there. And there's songs of her career, albums of her career, that I will listen to till I'm no longer here. The songs that I think that the world itself will always listen to and will always remember. I just think that this album comes full circle, in my opinion. It's so, like, this is just, I honestly think this could have been like a kind of double disc collector's edition with her album Red from 2012. I think that it's really cool how it's so similar in theme, and it's so emotionally raw. She's not holding back, and there's so many questions that I have about this album, and so many thoughts that I have about why she wrote it, how she wrote it, and what encouraged her to write such beautiful songs like these. And there's something so simplistic but yet so complex about this film, and I know that they're two different contrasts, but the music is so a lot of it's very instrumental, a lot of it's very, there's not like huge big instrument behind it. It's like usually a guitar or a few instruments here and there, and her voice, and that's it. I think it's raw, it's emotional, it's honest, it's vulnerable, and I don't think she's doing it now, and again I could be wrong, this is just my opinion on it. I don't think that she is doing this any longer to get approval from people. She's doing this because it's the music that she wants. She's finally on a label, like I said in my clip earlier on, she's finally in a label that understands her vision, where she is kind of in charge of her whole destiny of music. And I think that she's kind of held to a standard where she has to put out an album that's going to do well on radio, do well on the charts. And now I hope that this is an album that she's wanted to bring out for shits and giggles. And be like, you know what, this is the music that I want to do, this is how I want to release it. You know, obviously if times were different, maybe she would have done a big release party, maybe she would have done a massive tour, maybe we wouldn't have gotten this album for another year, because usually she does it in 2-year cycles, give or take. But I strongly believe that this is an album that she just wanted to do, that's her baby, and this is the most honest, like Red, this is the most honest that I think that we'll get from her. And part of me is like, I don't want to know more, because that's up to her to tell us, but I also want to know more. At the end of the day, Folklore is a beautiful, seamless, breathtaking album. And I'm not just saying that as a fan, I think that there's something for everyone. Because a lot of her albums, like even Lover, there's a certain mood to listen to that in. But this album, anyone can listen to it. I don't think there's a song on here there's not a single song on here that someone somewhere will like. You might not like the entire album, but there will be a song that you like or that you can relate to. I think that it's an album that you can listen to whether you're sad, happy, whether you're sitting with friends, whether you're chilling on your own, sitting, you know, in the sun, or watching from the window as the rain pours down. It's a fantastic album, and I think that you can tell, you can hear the truth and the vulnerability and the honesty in her voice, and I think that's what's going to make, at least for me, this is the album of her career, in my opinion. I love Red. Red will always be have a very special place in my heart. Speak Now will always have a very deep rooted space in my heart as well. I love all her albums. 1989 was the first time that I seen her live. You know, Reputation was like, I was going through a lot in my life at that point. And this just came at a point where I think the world needed something. And we got it from her. This album, I want you guys to go and listen to it. I'm going to leave links down below. You can go and get some merch, go and buy the album. Very unexpected, but a very pleasant surprise. I'm going to give this album a 5-star rating across the board. It's fantastic, and I hope that you all like it as well. Let me know what you think, and yeah, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more rambly videos like this. Hope you guys like this, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Remember to love yourself, love every day, smile every day, and have a great day.